Special Event Alert.
Today was a rough one, and I wasn't engaged in any work activity. I'm finally starting to come out of it, and I plan to catch up and working through messages tomorrow in the late morning or early afternoon from the home office. Which is excuse number 91.
For being late for changeover. Your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith. I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
I love his in-depth excuses, man. That dude can write it.
Yeah.
He can write it, man.
Adding to it. And our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys, as always.
See you too. We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all of our armed forces family. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because
from the Rockies to the Space Coast, late for changeover is all you need, baby.
all you need, baby. Wish I had a sexier voice. They had one that was like ASMR, and I was like, these guys will never go for that one.
I
Sounds like a little alien as it
I
is.
don't know
ASMR
how.
stuff gets to me.
I mean, if I'd have known, say, 15 years ago, my daughter could make money just by doing this, I'd be like,
Oh,
go for it, babe. Go do it. Just go do it.
do it.
How you guys doing? How's the week?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Hell
nice.
yeah, man, it's a good week.
Colorado's getting
Yeah.
good weather, I guess. Right?
Today was a little chilly, and windy, but yesterday was gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What'd you
last
shoot
couple of days.
yesterday, Eric? What'd you shoot?
I did not play.
Whoa.
I was busy. We went down today and actually signed our estate, trust, will, medical will.
Oh,
Oh my. Big
What's
boy
going on?
stuff.
I have a book. Teresa has a book, and because there's two separate trusts, this big.
Eric's
Whoa.
is thicker
yeah.
No, hers
Yeah.
is a little thicker. Let me get that evened up here. Yeah,
in the right
okay.
areas.
It was ridiculous. It covers. So one of the pages actually acts as now the advanced directive.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you go
Oh,
to your
yeah.
medical and they go,
Yeah.
"Do you have an advanced?"
Yeah.
Well, now I do. And some of the questions were like, if I was,
Congrats.
thanks, yeah, my money's protected after I'm dead. Woohoo!
Oh,
Yeah. Good for you.
Protected from who? The tax man? Nope.
Well, ex-wives, debtors.
You do have
Right.
one that
There
you
we
gotta
go.
protect that shit from. Yeah, right.
So that ain't gonna happen. But anyway, it was funny. I was going back to this medical thing, and some of the questions that were on there.
Yeah.
If you are determined to be brain dead
Mhm.
by your primary surgeon and a corresponding surgeon,
Previously
do you
accomplished.
want the bottom? Initial the ones you want. Pull all life-sustaining wires and you're dead. Number two,
Yeah.
pull all life-sustaining wires after so many days. And you put how many days you want to be still
Uh-huh.
plugged in.
All right.
And then the third one is keep me plugged in until I'm freaking
Yeah.
dead.
Well, isn't that
I was
the
like,
deep for
holy
him
shit,
anyway?
man. I don't think
I mean,
so.
it's
I've
the
never
money
seen it.
runs out, and they're like, you can't afford to keep the lights on in him.
Yeah, well, that may be true. But
Turn
it was
'em off.
interesting to say that because in the pages, when you're incapacitated, do you want your favorite music being played?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you want your favorite pet to come see you? Do you want to go outside in the sunshine, if possible? Yeah, shit like that. And I'm like, I got to
really?
answer all these questions. Oh yeah,
Docs will do
I
that
want him to
for
get me a pet. I want a new pet. I want the
all of it said
ugliest
if possible, if
dickhead
possible. Though.
dog at the Humane Society. I want the pet of the week.
I want the one that if you don't get him out now, they're putting him down
Exactly.
because he is antisocial. That's the
I
dog
want
I
that
want.
one that's chewing on my brain dead collar.
And then there's a
Like
spot
the
where
whole
it says
time.
Here you
any
go,
other
Audrey.
directives.
Here's your new dog.
Any other directives not identified, right? Any
Okay.
other directives, you write them in. So I said, ensure I have a military burial with honors, and I underlined it.
Wow. So this was for this was for like the legal guys, right?
Yeah, all the above. But again, there's tabs for each
Yeah,
section.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
medical, the will,
yeah.
the trust, who the trustee is.
Right.
You know.
Well,
And
see, Eric, you got to do it like me and really have no money at the end of life. So there's nothing to worry about. You know what I mean?
Amen.
I ain't buying it, brother. Come on.
Here you go, honey. You get my bills. That's what you get. You get
I told my
Citibank,
kids-
you get USAA, MasterCard, and
I told my kids just to cremate me, put me in whatever coffee tin is in the cupboard, and then just dump it down the drain. Whatever, man. I don't care. I'm gone. Who cares?
that's true.
Yep.
Spirits flown, right?
Yeah.
Well, and we had
What-
to do. Have you ever heard of a post-marital agreement?
No.
No.
Did a post-marital
I thought
agreement?
that was like every agreement.
Yeah.
Right. What's a post-marital?
What do you want for dinner tonight?
Oh, post-marital.
Fucking
agreement.
post-marital
you
agreements
come-
are horrible.
They're making sure that what you come to the marriage with, because we are not each other's first marriages,
Yeah.
that is automatically hers and doesn't become part of ours. So
Well,
assets
so-
that she came to the marriage with and assets that I
okay.
came to the marriage are identified.
Oh, so
in
the
our
kids
separate
get
trust.
that stuff.
So it's
Yeah,
another
instead of you.
way to
Okay.
describe a prenuptial. This is just after you pass.
But it also applies to me now too, because she can't touch my assets. I
Yeah.
can't touch hers. And it's even
Yeah.
funny because the trust will
She
say,
could touch my assets.
oh, stop it. I'll tell Sweeney. So I was identified, the trust, her money will be in support to me as long as I'm alive and she's gone. However, I
Oh, okay,
can't
cool.
touch her money until I have used and expired all of my money.
Oh my God.
You could
Yeah.
do that in a hard weekend. Don't play it off. That's like a
Yeah,
challenge.
that's
You mean I can have this if I throw
Same
an awesome
thing.
party?
She can't touch any of
like a
mine.
Brewster's Millions thing? You just got to spend it?
She can't touch anything I have as long as she has her stuff is still there. She has to use all of hers before she can touch mine.
This sounds all about like kids, too.
Yeah.
Well, it is a little bit. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the trust is designed for her and I. I'll
okay.
take care of her. She takes care of me.
Yeah.
After that,
That's
it
cool.
goes to the kids. But yeah,
See, my wife and I would have a trust to be like, okay, you get my bills when I'm done, and I'll get yours, I guess.
you
That's
talk
gonna
too
suck.
much shit.
Yeah.
You still got a pension. You still got a retirement. You're fine.
Yeah. There's
Living
limited
in
trust between
Margaritaville.
Kenny and I.
All right.
Margaritaville house. Come on.
Yeah. Well, don't try to make me feel better. That's what I appreciate. I appreciate your efforts, though.
You got that
Yeah.
sweet baseball bat.
Good friend. I got the bat.
Yeah.
You're
I
on
call
my.
dibs
You're
on that.
you're
Dibs.
on that bat. You know that, Jake?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
am I?
yeah.
Did I sign it?
No.
Say XOXO.
This is. I think you're on here. I put when I became
I'm
a
gonna be so
supervisor.
disappointed.
I put everybody on here that I signed off on to get promoted.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is fun.
Where
Nope,
are you?
not on
I'm
there.
pretty sure you're on it. Oh yeah, you're the last one. November
Hey,
2012. Master Sergeant Jake Wall, right there.
Hey.
Wow, how about that shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at that.
2012. I was
That's
already
pretty cool.
retired.
Look at that. You can see that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's got just all the names from being superintendent.
Acting like he had anything to do with your freaking promotion.
I did have to sign off on the goddamn paperwork, Eric.
Yep. Yeah, he
Thank
filed
you
it.
very
He
much.
filed it.
You're
Yep.
off fucking around with IG. I was promoting people in the Air Force, all right?
I see. I see.
Yeah. You weren't developing anybody over there. You were just yelling at people. You
Yep.
just put them in
Yep.
their place,
Damn right. You
which is so
failed.
perfect for you. It's so perfect for you.
Fail.
He started off playing Johnny Fuck Around and he ended playing Johnny Fuck Around.
Yeah, maybe.
Flag
Yeah.
football, messing
Not
around.
flag
Oh,
football,
sorry,
baby.
Real football.
Real
Yeah.
football. Don't short
Yeah.
me.
They're like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
IG's got a softball team. Eric, do you play softball? And he's like, nah, I don't play softball. I'm like, oh,
Contact.
what? That's why we pulled you over to the IG team.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You're not going to run the hurdles for us. And we know that. So,
That ain't happening.
well, since I know you guys have been keeping up with military headlines, I thought we'll test what you know about current military headlines with a little complete the headlines. But I lost my music. I lost my thinking music. I deleted it accidentally.
Dude,
No.
come on.
I know. That was a fan favorite, but
Yep, they all loved it.
So complete the headlines. I'm going to read you a headline with one important piece that's missing. That's going to say blank. And then you guys have to come in and fill in the blank. All right. Let's see. Should we go this way for it? Let's go this way for it. All right.
Oh, the serious face.
Yeah. So this first headline, you ready for the first one? All right.
Yep.
A Marine corporal has been charged with stealing and selling a blank.
I already know this one, man.
You do?
Do you know it? I didn't.
You read the story?
I just saw this.
Oh,
I'm
so,
just pretty sure.
Go ahead. With the javelin.
Yeah. What you
got?
And
like 1 million rounds.
No, this is a Humvee.
Oh, no dude, honestly, either one of these.
Yeah, that's true. That's both possible. That's true. Well, the real headline is a Marine corporal has been charged with stealing and selling a javelin missile. Marine Corporal Andrew Paul Amarius is accused of taking a javelin anti-tank missile along, the article says, with some 5.56 ammunition to Arizona and allegedly selling them.
A few.
He's been
Did
indicted
it show
in connection.
You how many rounds?
No, it didn't say. It didn't say.
Oh, it's a lot.
He has been indicted in connection with what prosecutors allege was a nearly 4-year-long scheme to steal military equipment, according to court records. At the time of his March 5th arrest, he was training at Quantico, Virginia, ahead of his next assignment to the U.S. Embassy in Myanmar. And he went all the way to Arizona. So it didn't say how much ammunition he had, but obviously it was a lot.
He's a dork.
But how do you get a javelin missile?
Dude,
I mean, there's
gotta be
too, man.
I know.
Yeah,
pretty impressive. Maybe they should sign him up. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Send it.
Next headline is a VA executive has been accused of demanding gifts from contractors in the form of cash and blank. What else was he demanding from these guys?
Fucking Froyo gift cards.
I'm a sucker for a good Froyo, though.
Good Froyo, man. Unlimited toppings.
And if you get
the little blue and white sharks, get me every
those
time.
Free, unlimited. Oh, write your own ticket, my friend.
It's got to have access to something, then. So, in the form of cash and
what do you think?
Talking about the VA, though, man.
Well, he's a VA exec, right? Don't let the VA piece throw you. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
All right. So cash and access to top secret information.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's a little lofty for this guy.
Okay.
Right?
Too much espionage going on there.
The real headline is a VA executive has been accused of demanding gifts from contractors in the form of cash and casino chips.
Oh, that's a good one.
Casino chips, untraceable casino chips, right?
Wow.
A retired Navy Captain John Wyndham, 64, who was in charge of the VA's health record modernization program, was allegedly given payment in everything from cash to $8,200 in Louis Vuitton gift cards and $1,800 in casino chips. He was also given a HEPA filter worth $631.
Jeez,
that's an odd thing to list on the violations, right? Per the indictment, Wyndham repeatedly reminded contractors to remain loyal and directed them to maintain confidentiality and the relationship with him. In one message in 2020, Wyndham messaged the contractors telling them, "Loose lips sink ships, buddy."
Yep. Yep.
So another small case of fraud, but it was just
Marty,
individual fraud in the VA. No big deal.
I got those numbers for you right now.
Oh, how much ammunition did he steal?
He offered and had stolen 30 cans of M855 ammunition,
30.
explaining to his co-conspirator that it meant 25,000 rounds.
Holy shit.
And
he get
over
that?
the subsequent 2 weeks, the Marine stole additional 66 boxes of rifle ammunition. Only a third of it had been recovered, according to the Marine Times.
Wow.
66 boxes. I don't know how many is in a
I don't
box.
know. You know,
Things have changed
yeah.
since my time.
Oh my god.
But 25,000, like, how heavy is that?
That's pretty
It's
heavy.
heavy.
That
Yeah,
Kia
it's heavy.
Soul is definitely overwhelmed.
Marty, you remember our
You got to
5.56?
put the seats down for that.
You had the freaking loading key that they were all slid in.
Yeah,
And it
sure.
was
Yeah,
backs in a box. So
Right,
it was
right,
almost like 20 rounds and a little bit of box.
Yeah. 25, I think. I can't
Maybe
remember.
25.
Maybe 30.
But I know
don't
you'd stick it on top of the freaking magazine. You'd
Yeah,
slide
you
them all
zoop,
down.
and then
Yep.
zoop, right.
Yeah.
But the guy did it over 4 years, so you know he's like Shawshank carrying out his wall, man. He's like,
No
here's another
doubt,
box,
man.
guy. Run it out to Arizona.
I wonder how much money he made.
Well,
Oh.
I don't think a lot because he got arrested. So,
Okay. Well, you said over 4 years, but this is the first time.
well, the scheme has been. Yeah, you're right. Good point. Yeah,
he may have
I don't know.
done something
I don't know.
earlier. I was just curious.
he's
Okay.
he's gonna whiplash that back in fines, 100 times. Okay, last one. The feds are suing a towing company in California for allegedly doing what to troops' cars? They were towing them and doing what to them?
Oh, they had to have been auctioning them off.
Not a bad guess. Eric?
Putting a boot on them. A boot in the wheel. You know how they put the boots on there?
Yeah, but they already towed it.
Look, don't mess with my answer. Just because you don't
Dude,
like
you
it.
can't, dude, Eric, good answer. Good
Thank you,
answer.
Marty.
Good
All right,
answer.
Jake, I
Thank
appreciate it. Marty
All
has
right,
no
thank you.
Good
idea.
answer.
All
Family
right,
Feud
the
style,
true
even though we know
headline
it's
is-
full bullshit.
The feds are
Good
suing a
answer.
towing company for allegedly auctioning off troops' cars after they towed them.
Well
Man,
done, Jake.
is on
Good job, man.
fire. Justice officials
Super.
alleged that S&K Towing Incorporated of San Clemente, California, violated the Service Members Civil Relief Act by selling or disposing of as many as 148 vehicles without a court order,
Wow.
even when they knew that the vehicles were owned by military members. The lawsuit, filed March 25th in federal court in the Central District of California, alleges that S&K Towing Incorporated towed hundreds of vehicles from the base from August 28th, 2020 through at least April 15th, 2025, under a memorandum of agreement with the base to respond to calls for towing services made by the base police department. So cops
So
were
do you
calling.
think
It was
the
like,
base police were calling that in then?
well, they were calling them. It was like, hey, this car's got to be towed. So they would tow it, and it's like, let's auction it.
Make a little cash off it. Woo!
Sold the damn
Wait,
thing.
why were the
Right?
cops calling them in to be towed
I don't know.
if they were deployed?
Some memorandum of agreement. So they set up something. It was like, hey, these are too many cars. I mean, base
Can you
services
imagine
doesn't
that?
have any tow trucks, right? So they would have to call some kind of civilian towing
Yeah.
company. So maybe they just went into agreement and are like, hey, we got another one for you. And this guy comes back from deployment. It's like, where the fuck's my
The
car?
deployment parking lot and they're gone.
Now,
Can you
in all-
imagine that, dude? That would fucking suck. Like you
Just
get
be
home and you're
Where's
just
my car?
oh, I just want
Yeah.
to drive home and get in my bed.
Just,
And he's like, what the fuck is my car? Right? Now, in all fairness, probably many of those cars were like, this guy hasn't had time to get it fixed. The engine's been
Oh.
broke.
Yeah.
He let his
not much
insurance
longer.
lapse. He's not going to pay
tires
again.
are flat.
Tires are
Yeah.
flat.
Oh,
Right.
But and half the members are like fat on money because they're like, oh, I was gonna buy something new anyway.
Yeah, sure. I got all
Right.
that tax-free money from
I got that
coming back.
deployment money,
Get rid of this thing, but
tax free, baby.
no, I'm sure there were some surprised motherfuckers when they come back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, you towed our car?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't in the designated, deployment parking lot. It was like,
yeah, in the
Yeah,
paint.
so?
Like you just painted that after I left, dicks. Like, they would do that too. You're like,
Heck yeah, they would.
you
Absolutely.
guys told us to park here, and they're like, yeah, but the policy changed.
Yeah,
We were
look,
supposed
the
to park
handicap
on the
sign
east
right in front.
side. Yeah, exactly. On the east side of that road.
Yeah.
Well, we had a new commander come in. He changed it. So
Exactly.
Things happen.
And there's probably some panic calls. They're like, honey, you got to go in and move the car. She's like, what? I don't even know where your keys are. You took the key. I can't move. I
The
got
tires flat. She's got 2 screaming babies. She has to take time away from like whoring around at the damn club. It's not going well.
It's that kind of a day, man.
Yep.
Jake, wow, you clean sweep
Two-
in that thing almost, man.
I
Oh yeah, 2
feel
out of 3.
crushed.
Yeah, Eric, this one of those, your drive was off today.
Yeah,
I
was crushed.
You were off
A
today.
Froyo gift card. Casino Chips is a good one now.
That's yeah. I mean,
That's a good one.
what was the movie where the 2 guys were on that like Oklahoma, Texas? They were robbing small banks, and then they would rob them. They go and then buy a whole bunch of casino chips, like 20,000 worth of chips, and then they gamble a little bit, and then they go cash out, and they get all new money. So that's how they were laundering their money through the
Oh, that's
casino.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Smart
it's
move,
pretty
man.
smart.
Of course, there's video cameras everywhere in the casino, so you're fucking done.
Well, yeah, but if you got bills, right,
There's no way to prove which bills were
and you
yours.
buy 10 grand worth of chips, you gamble away a couple hundred, and you bring the chips back and like, hey, I want to cash out.
Yeah, but usually those big numbers are usually serial numbered, identified.
Are they really?
Freaking
Are
log.
are the casinos checking those, Eric?
No, but after the
You're saying Shumash Casino in
after the
Ojai,
robbery
California.
has occurred, you're going to look at camera footage, right?
Well, sure.
You might.
But I don't remember how it was. I think they were robbing
Yeah.
them in Texas and going over to Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't
Something
I don't
Might have got away.
know.
into the Choctaw Nation.
Yeah,
Hey, there on the border.
they're sticklers for their serial numbers over there in those
They
nation
are.
casinos.
Never know.
Well, let's
Never
go.
Never
There
know.
goes that plan. Thanks, Eric.
Never know.
And this is a guy who contracts out for his security. This guy right here. So,
Yeah, baby.
This guy.
hey, can I tip you, Eric? Let me check that serial number on that $20 bill.
Ooh.
I'm looking at it with a light underneath it.
On a $1 bill, he's freaking.
He's got that pen.
I'm checking you boys.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Never too cautious.
Nope. You never know when that $4 bill and George don't match.
$4.
Yep.
That's why you're one of a kind, baby.
Woo!
Like one of a kind. That's why they're still paying you a couple $1,000s a month to come in.
You got to keep
At
me
least.
Yeah.
Minimum.
keep me looking good.
All right, let's jump into the news. This one is for now. The show, I'm going to put it out tonight, but it's our shows are always for the Wednesday. Well,
Yeah.
tomorrow is April Fool's Day,
I
right?
believe it is.
So what did NASA decide to do? They decided to launch astronauts into space on April Fool's Day.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. It's not there yet.
Yeah, it'll be delayed.
Yes, this is from space.com. Yes, NASA is launching Artemis 2 astronauts to the moon on April Fool's Day, and no, it's not a joke. So remember we did that story last month about Artemis 2 was ready to go. Oh,
Yeah.
we got a leak. They pushed it back into the VAB, right?
It's not a joke until it is.
Oh God, that would be horrible, wouldn't it?
Weather won't let them go. We'll push it back again.
And
NASA
they
tests.
can literally just say April Fools. God,
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
like,
so good.
you can suck it up. It's the best
You
NASA prank
suckers.
ever, right? NASA test director Jeff Spaulding does not want to hear jokes on April Fool's Day. He doesn't want pranks. He just wants to send people to the moon. That's all he wants.
Oh, okay.
Quote, so I am not aware of any pranks or any attempts to pull anything on the flight crew or on the launch team itself, so I think I'll just leave it at that, Spaulding told reporters here at Cape Canaveral. I'm hoping that we just stay focused on the launch tomorrow. Yeah. No Johnny fuck-arounds tomorrow. You're going to the moon. Or are you going to space anyway?
You're going.
So really, Eric, it's a good thing that we have our man in the closet locked safely away from Cape Canaveral. Otherwise,
There'd be some fuckery going on.
there'd be some shit written on some space.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, there would be.
Kill your local ICE agent and
There'd be
on the
some
moon.
stink bombs in the capsule, right?
XOXO Eric Perrott. Got him good.
Now we're talking.
Mules.
Now we're talking.
Gregory Mules.
NASA is currently counting down to launch 4 astronauts around to orbit the moon on Artemis 2, a 10-day trip that will lift off a bit before sunset tomorrow, April 1st, or today, whenever you're watching this. NASA's Artemis 2 mission is scheduled to lift off from Pad 39B at the Kennedy Space Center at 6:24 p.m. Eastern. The weather looks promising with an 80% chance of good conditions at launch time. Countdown clock is already ticking on the NASA's live stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boeing engineers will be on hand for any problems.
No.
That's the joke.
Elon's just like, I'm just waiting for them to call me.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them to call.
I have to go get that
Yep.
damn thing out of the sky, too. Jeez.
Artemis 2 will launch NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christiana Koch, and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen around the moon in the first crewed flight test of NASA's Space Launch System rocket and Orion spacecraft. If the flight goes smoothly, Artemis 2 will pave the way for NASA's eventual Artemis 4 moon landing by astronauts in 2028. 2 years away. Right?
All right.
So, yeah, we didn't cover that story. They did it a couple of weeks ago where the NASA director came out and said, they were going to build an orbiting moon station. That's scrapped now.
Now it's going to be on the moon, right?
Now they're going to build a permanent base on the moon.
On the moon.
So all the designers are like, how can we repurpose this, whatever we built so far to be on the moon? So
Use that movie where the guy got stranded on Mars for your Martian. Yeah. So you can use it on establishing your base, using your remains and
put some legs on
for
Just
potatoes.
put some legs on it. That's all you got to do. Right? The run up to Artemis 2 launch has appeared extremely smooth compared with the hiccups and glitches that seemed legion during NASA's Artemis 1. All right, so they're comparing Artemis 1 terrible F up, and they're saying, Artemis 2 is nowhere near that. That's pretty smooth sailing, except of course the leak they had last one.
I feel like us three really don't have a
weren't
lot
they
of
just
confidence
delayed?
here. There's no confidence, man. I'm just feeling not good about this.
It's
launch.
NASA. It's
no
Boeing.
confidence.
I don't. I mean, Elon's launching stuff every other week.
No
And
confidence.
even when he has failures, he's like, we'll be down for a month. Right back to it. And NASA is
Back at it.
still typically taking their NASA slow time. So the deliberate time, because there's too many. It's like the VA. There's too many compartments they got to go through. Too many departments they got to go through.
Jake, your boy Butch, was on Fox the other morning talking to Bill Himmer and Dana Perino about how hard it is to intersect being shot around the moon and intersecting. And
Freaking Butch would know. He's been intersecting with on worn out Velcro for extra months up there.
yep.
That guy suffering migraines to this day because of it.
He's glad to be on the ground. But he was, what did he call it? Oh, physics. Physics. That's why we still have physics in school.
Yeah,
You gotta have
physics.
physics to
Hitting a bullet with a bullet, right?
Yep.
In perhaps a bit of serendipitous timing, Artemis 2 is also launching during the April full moon, which is a pink moon. Have you ever heard of a pink moon? Neither have I. So I looked it up. The pink moon is a traditional name for April's full moon, marking the first full moon of spring in the northern hemisphere. It is named after Phlox subulata, a vibrant pink, early blooming wildflower known as creeping phlox or moss pink. The moon does not actually appear pink. It looks like a normal full moon, but can appear golden or orange when rising near the horizon. It symbolizes renewal and spring and hopefully more contracts for NASA. So pink, not pink slips.
Contracts for NASA.
Hopefully more red or more black. That's what we do. So good luck. Yeah, we watching tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Late for Change will be doing a live stream.
Oh yeah,
tomorrow during the lunch.
we're all on the ground, reporting
Yeah.
live.
I'm gonna
We'll come in like half
quit
hours. Like,
this
oh
and then
shit,
take
there's
a
lunch?
flight out there.
Fuck. I couldn't get
Oops.
the I couldn't get the site to work. I didn't know how to do
I'll
it.
click on the news link you send me next week and be like, "Oh shit, that didn't go well."
Oh,
Damn.
it didn't. We probably should have done that live. That would have been fun. So we go from hope from NASA to maybe despair for the Space Force. Did you guys see this story?
All right.
I'm sure you didn't, but that's why I have it for you. So
It's Space Force. I just yeah.
from Air and Space Forces magazine, the Pentagon eyes canceling troubled GPS ground system. So whether you guys know it or not, after I left ASWIS, I went to 19 SOPs, reserve unit to 2 SOPs that ran GPS. And so they were all about this system coming on. They already had AEP. I can't remember what that stands for. I think that's somewhere down here. But that was the ground system running GPS. But they had these new GPS satellites coming on. So they were gearing up for OCX, Raytheon's OCX, right?
Oh.
Well, there is the mention of a Nunn-McCurdy in this story. So,
That's a good one.
Eric, do you know what a Nunn-McCurdy is?
Nope.
A Nunn-McCurdy is when a program goes over so far over budget or it's not meeting its standards that it has to go get congressionally reviewed. So
We call that FUBAR.
Yeah, that's very, very much FUBAR, right? Amid persistent development and testing delays, the Space Force is considering canceling a program to develop a ground system to manage its newest GPS satellites. Developed by RTX, the next generation operational control segment, GPS OCX, began a government-led testing phase last July, seemingly entering the home stretch after more than 15 years of effort to develop a modernized GPS ground system.
Wow.
So when I went there in 2009, right? It was just coming on. OCX, the big ball. This is going to change everything, right? And in fact, I worked with 2 future generals. The commander of the reserve squadron was Kika Murphy, who became a general. And the commander of 2 SOPs, who ran the active duty GPS, was Colonel Burt, who became General Burt. So both those females were outstanding. No wonder they became generals, but they couldn't get OCX over the line. So,
Oops.
well, not that they were trying; they were just there when it started.
Sure.
A Space Force spokesman said these tests revealed software defects that will require substantially more time than planned to resolve.
Jake.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Like it's soft. Like
Yeah,
for the record, Eric, you get sent to a Nunn-McCurdy like congressional review if you're 50% over your original bid or over your original.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 50%.
That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Sibbers had what? 5, 4,
3,
4 or 5 of them.
3 or 4. Yeah.
We were getting Nunn-McCurdy every freaking 4 years.
But
with that.
Sibbers benefited from. There's nothing else doing this.
There's
right?
nothing
There's
else.
No
there.
other early warning, so you have to have it. So it's just like
it's not
guys
like,
are like,
the ground architecture for GPS is groundbreaking. It's
No.
not. It's
No,
command and
not.
control software.
right, but they can't get it to run
can't-
right. Yeah, they can't get it to run right. In fact, I'll jump down to this paragraph. The Pentagon selected RTX in 2010 to develop OCX, which would operate the most modern fleet of GPS satellites, GPS-3. The system was originally expected to be delivered in 2016, so 6 years they were going to deliver this, for a cost of $3.7 billion. In 2016, mounting costs and delays triggered a Nunn-McCurdy breach. RTX delivered a baseline OCX capability dubbed Block 0 in 2017, so they just gave them something.
Gave them something.
That can support GPS-3 launch and checkout, but it can't operate the satellites. Blocks 1 and 2 are currently in testing and contain the system's critical command and control capabilities, as well as improved performance and cyber protections. The cost estimate for OCX has since been adjusted to, it was at $3.7 billion. What's your bid, Jake?
Oh, I gotta go.
It's not double digits.
8.4.
Okay, Eric, what's your bid?
What'd you go, Jake?
$8.4 billion.
It started at
6.2.
okay. Oh, Eric, you are
Oh, that's a good
conservative
one.
today. It started at 3.7 billion. The adjusted cost is now nearly 8 billion.
Oh, Jake, you are on it
I
tonight,
know.
brother. Good Lord mercy.
Good thing you didn't have an auction tonight. Good.
I'll
Yeesh.
drink to
Swooped.
that.
And its persistent delays have earned it a reputation within the space acquisition community as a troubled program. So they need this OCX to operate a lot of the capabilities of this next gen GPS, and without it, they can't do it. So don't worry, because they're being run on AEP, which is designed by Lockheed. So Lockheed has AEP, but they can't do some of the finer things that these new satellites are able to do because it's not designed to. But they're keeping them flying, they're keeping them functional. And they was just supposed to hand it off to RTX and OCX.
Huh.
Right. So without OCX to command and control GPS-3 satellites, Lockheed has provided some upgrades to the AEP to allow it to fly these new spacecraft. So just fly. But they can't do the new capabilities that these satellites are up there. So you got 7 or 8 that they've launched up there that are just like, oh, these things can do some great stuff, but we can't do it yet.
How? I don't understand how that's possible that you launch something on orbit with a capability that you can't control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
or utilized, right?
It
Yeah,
should have been
right,
tested many times before launch.
right.
Yeah.
Well, Sibbers did that with their Geobirds. You know, they knew the ground software could only bring in so many. So that's why Boulder stood up, because they had to fly the new ones up there. So it's
Heo.
Heo, yeah. I
Right.
think
We were flying Heo out of Schriever for 10 years.
You know, now that we're talking about it, I think it probably happens more than we think.
Maybe,
You know?
yeah.
It's just like,
Maybe
can you imagine that?
Soon.
Can you imagine that with any other platform of system? You know, it's like, hey, here's a plane. We can't fly it to the way
You can fly it
yet,
but there's a lot more cool stuff you could do eventually.
we can't do it yet.
I just want to verify GPS is not part of the VA, correct? Okay.
It's ran by the same inefficient government.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same people, because they went into a long thing where I think it was a spokesman for the program to Congress was like, it's from the contractors to the operators to the planners to the programmers. It's like everybody's fault, you know. Without OCX command and control GPS-3 satellites, Lockheed has provided some upgrades. The company has also performed upgrades to enable users to leverage the satellite's encrypted M-code signal through a program called M-code Early Use. I think that's a big thing. That's where we can only use it, right? If the Pentagon opts to cancel OCX, AEP will require further upgrades to enable GPS-3's L5 civilian signal and to support GPS-3F satellites, the spokesman said. So Lockheed's over there like, that's too bad that you guys aren't getting it on, but we're willing to extend. We can extend if you need us
for double.
Money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's gonna be just so cutthroat among those top companies up there. But
didn't Clinton pass a law that we weren't allowed to use?
That's what I thought. I thought he said we'll never turn it on. Right? I thought he said that at one point.
Maybe that was just there was no actual like paperwork signed behind it. He just was like, "Yeah, we'll never use it."
Don't worry, guys.
Don't worry.
I don't know, fellas.
Always
Clinton
have
said
access.
an awful lot of things too. I didn't have sex with that woman, and
for the second story in a row, Elon's just like, okay, can't get your GPS to work. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. I got something up there.
Baby.
I got a million satellites up there.
I got PNT, baby, if you want it.
Yeah, I could do that too. Whatever you need. You want me to rescue astronauts? Okay, I can do that. So it remains to be seen, but it's typical of acquisitions, you know, especially in the space folks.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Okay.
People talk I mean, Elon's still getting trash talked about him for the amount of money he's worth and for everything.
Every
but
day.
damn it if he doesn't deliver, you know?
I love the ones when they're like,
most of the time he's just like, hey, we got that. We can do it.
Yeah, no problem. We can go. You want us to go get your guys? We can do that.
Yeah.
You want us to build a shuttle? Yeah, we're almost done with that. We can't get it to fly yet,
we're done.
but we're working on it.
And here's my
Want us to
model of
catch
the
that?
new launch station on the moon. New moon station.
Yeah.
Moon station.
Just let me know. I've got it on my desk. I built it already out of Legos.
Yeah.
But the criticisms of Elon when they fall back and they're like, he didn't invent anything. He just bought the companies that invented it. It's like, okay, fine.
Neither did Lockheed at this point in time, man. Like, come on, guys.
Nobody's saying
it.
Yeah, no, it's nobody's saying about Steve Jobs and Apple.
Nope.
Anyway, so we touched on this story last week, but I wanted to save it for this week. So you remember all those OPSEC briefs, before smartphones, right? And then when smartphones came along and they're like, hey, turn your location services off, don't post out where people can see where you are and stuff like that. And we're like, okay, got it. Who's doing that?
Duct tape a Starlink to the side of the boat.
Right.
Oops.
Well,
problematic.
And this isn't necessarily the United States, but there are some examples in here of some United States guys. So
Eric,
this is from Task and Purpose. No, I've loosened way up on our.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But it does reference some U.S. military later. A French sailor goes running and reveals the flagship's location via fitness app.
That a boy.
All right.
Let him know where you're at.
A French sailor was trying to keep fit, going for a run, logging his progress on a smartwatch. He ended up revealing an aircraft carrier's position as it sailed towards the Middle East. It's probably there by now because it's a couple weeks old. The French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle, the French Navy's flagship, was ordered to head to the Middle East from the Baltic Sea on March 3rd, a multi-week journey, but its exact location in the Med Sea was revealed on March 13th when a French sailor posted his 7-kilometer run to the Strava fitness app with his data public. French newspaper Le Monde first reported on the location of the ship via the data, using an alias for the French officer who uploaded daily runs to the app.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a newspaper who found it, right? This is not spycraft. They're just like, hey.
No intelligence agency, just a newspaper.
There's a carrier. This guy,
newspaper was just some dude was like, what the hell is this Strava at? This is pretty crazy.
It's like, why? How's this guy running in the middle of the Mediterranean?
Strava probably featured it too. Like,
right.
Featured athlete.
The deployment was publicly announced, and aircraft carriers are not the hardest things to track, but this did reveal close to its exact location in near real time.
Damn.
Le Mans used satellite imagery to locate the ship, specifically via the info from the sailor's Strava post. So on March 13th, the Charles de Gaulle was noted as being roughly 100 kilometers south of Turkey and west of Cyprus. Because of this.
So that's cool because he was probably running in a circle around the perimeter of the ship.
The outside.
But then the ship's moving. So it's going like this.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Corkscrew along his path.
If somebody's tracking it. Well, look at all the
he was probably getting bonus mileage because of the movement of the ship too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you did 7 kilometers, but you also did 100. So you did 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the civilians who track, like when the Coast Guard draws penises. That doesn't come out of the Coast Guard stuff. That comes out of like, hey, we were tracking this plane up here just because we had nothing else to do. And now they're tracking runners, right? If that kind of OPSEC issue sounds familiar, it's not the first time fitness tracking apps have been a nightmare for the military. Fitness apps, including Strava, have unintentionally revealed or intentionally revealed secretive installations around the world, several operated by the U.S. military. They range from fire bases in Syria to special forces soldiers' location in Niger. The military has struggled for years with digital services that track and share locations. They also run other security risks. In the war in Ukraine, one Russian submarine captain who regularly logged his runs and bike rides on Strava was assassinated in 2023
Oh, man.
near the endpoint of a route he regularly took,
Eek.
leading
Man.
many to suggest he was tracked via his fitness logs.
I bet he
Yeah.
was.
Oh my God, man.
We're going to assassinate him on his run.
Yeah, he goes for a run at 3 o'clock. We'll
Where's
just
he going to
wait
be?
here
Oh,
for-
look right here.
I got him.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
got him.
shit. He's 2 streets over. Let's go.
Can it really be that easy? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Eric, I remember going through an anti-terrorism course like when I was in the Army. Jake, you probably have run across this stuff. And back in the 80s, they were often leaders all the time.
Sure.
Roadside bombs and all that stuff in Germany. Germany was the worst, right? Europe was the worst. And so they would tell you, hey, if you're overseas, vary your routes home. Don't put stickers on your car, announcing it. Don't get personalized plates saying, I'm the 6 or whatever that is. So it's very basic stuff. Can you? I mean, I can't imagine everybody's just like, Strava's good.
Yeah.
I gotta upload my runs. People gotta track it. Have you ever wanted to track your runs? I mean,
Never wanted to run.
I track my bike rides on Strava.
Do
in the
you really?
summertime,
You
but
do?
it's private. Yeah, it's private. though.
Okay, yeah.
It's only friends. That's it. I'm not publicly. First of all, they're not the quickest of times. I'm like, went to the market. Only took me 18 minutes to ride 2 miles. I'm on fire tonight, ladies.
Woo.
No.
Cruising.
Like,
That's awesome.
Why is he stopping at that? He stops at. Is there a massage place? He stops right there. He's
Yeah, it is.
going to the market.
riding the bike like Debo, like, like
Yeah.
Nice pull, Jake. Good pull. So I thought that was interesting. That was interesting. So all you military guys out there, turn that shit off, man. Turn those location services off, dude.
Well, and there are so many. You've got that Aura ring. You got the Whoop stuff now.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, like the Space Force is tracking it via that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it all.
They got the glasses coming out now.
Oh, the metas or metas, right?
Yeah,
I think or something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's all reliant on location.
Absolutely.
So be careful. All right. I thought this was cool. Another sort of tech development. And this came out of We Are the Mighty. So your standard rifle can now be an anti-drone weapon. Right? So it talks many things, but I only covered 2 things in there because it was talking about your rifle. So they talk about ammunition and they talk about this new sight that they have for it. So anti-drone weaponry coming online right now are designed so that any soldier with minimal tracking can look up and then shoot back. In mid-25, Ukraine's Bravo Defense Innovation Cluster rolled out a 5.56 millimeter NATO round nicknamed Horoshock, which is Ukrainian for little P.
Oh.
I'm glad it's got a cool name like Horoshock. Can you imagine if the Americans are just like, hey, we nicknamed this ammo Little P? That's the dumbest fucking name ever.
Yep.
It looks like standard ammunition, fits in a standard magazine, and fires from any NATO 5.56 rifle, which is a good thing we got rid of the 5.56, and now we're on that Sig Sauer stuff, which is not 5.56. However, the difference is what happens after it leaves the barrel. The projectile fragments into roughly 5 smaller projectiles, creating a shotgun-style spread at rifle velocity over 800 meters per second, nearly double what a smoothbore shotgun round delivers. So, yeah, it's only like 5 little pieces, but boom, 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 right? Now you got 20 pieces out there. So
yeah, well, it's almost like it's clustering, almost like
yeah,
but not.
but it is. It's it's almost supersonic, right?
So when you said we got rid of it, we didn't get rid of our rifles. You talked about handguns, 6 hour, right?
Well, no, they're moving to that 6 hour rifle, which is like 6.7 mil.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought we
yeah,
were still
yeah.
on the
That's that new
M4
rifle that they don't.
5.56. I didn't know
No,
that. came
they're
back. Okay.
yeah, they're getting rid of that. They're going to that 6 hour thing.
Ah,
But that's beside the point, right? By December 25, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense announced plans to scale production of 400,000 rounds per month, while a stated goal of putting at least one anti-drone magazine in the hands of every frontline soldier. That's the beauty of it. A soldier here's a drone, just swaps his magazine out and engages. So that's pretty cool. You can designate soldiers as you would with M240 teams. You know, all they do is carry that ammo. So that is coming. It's not in the U.S. military yet, but I know it's under production. But this is in the U.S. military. So a new scope. Ammunition is only half the battle. The other half is actually hitting a small, fast maneuvering target. Smash fire control system built by Israeli company Smart Shooter mounts on the Picatinny rail on the M16. Weighs about 1.5 pounds and runs for roughly 70 hours on a charge. Behind the casing is an AI-driven computer running target acquisition software.
that's
Smash,
cool.
yeah, Smash tracks drones, then only allows a rifle to fire once a hit has been forecasted. The soldier pulls the trigger, keeps sight on the drone, and when the computer says, "Okay, this is a good trajectory," then it allows the bullet to fire. That's wild. So you just keep the trigger depressed, and it's like, oh, okay, now I guess it went. In May 2024, the U.S. awarded our Smart Shooter a $13 million contract to push a Smash 2000L into frontline units under the Transformation and Contact Program. The 82nd Airborne and 1st Cav Division have already received Smash systems alongside other handheld counter-drone gear. So I've got a little video on this if you'd like to see that.
Show me.
Hell yeah.
The Smash, okay?
Smart Shooter.
Sorry, yeah. So he sights in on, pulls the trigger, and then the sight decides when to shoot the bullet.
That's freaking cool, man.
Yeah, right.
So it almost, the eyepiece almost looks like it's locking on before
Yeah,
it shoots, and once it's
95%
locked on.
Yeah,
accuracy.
yeah.
That's
So
really
he keeps
cool.
locked on. You pull the trigger and just wait. As
Yeah.
you're tracking the target. So that's pretty innovative. Yeah.
That's Stinger 101 back in the day, man.
Oh yeah,
Because
really?
it had a caging bar. So the seeker initially is closed, so it's only seeing very little out in front.
Yeah.
And you uncage the bar, and it opens up the seeker, so the seeker can see everything. And once he locks on, you can let the cage bar go and then just freaking launch when it's ready.
Oh,
It
it
locks
can
onto
lock
the heat
on
source.
once it's in the tube before even being fired. Is that what you're saying?
Right. It locks
Oh,
on
wow.
because you
Oh,
have this
okay.
bar,
Yeah.
and you open it. Seeker looks, it closes, it looks, it closes, it looks, and then when it locks on, you're good.
Does
It's
it give you a
freaking-
tone when it
Yes.
locks on? Oh no.
Well, the
way.
old one did. I'm not even sure what the new Stingers do. The one I
Oh,
carry
really?
would give you
Yeah,
an
yeah.
audible tone that you were locked on.
The one that like one of your whole
Oh,
team got
that's
to
cool.
fire one.
That would be the same one. Yes.
Yeah, the live fire. That's crazy.
Yep. That
Your
would be
teams
the
are
one.
ready to go. How many rounds have you fired? 2.
And I just got to watch it. I didn't get to see it.
I know.
I got a great 8x12 picture of it though. I have to show it to you.
No, all right. Well, that shows that you're ready.
Ah,
I like it. So between that explosive ammo and the sight, they're saying, and the sight's like 1.5 pounds. So that's easy to put down into the units because it's not a whole lot of heavy kit, extra stuff they got to carry. Now it did go in and talked about like some laser stuff, but I was like, that's too complicated. But they do have some handheld lasers that they say are effective.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Because
That
that
is
drone war's that's the future right now.
Yeah.
man.
Right. All right. Unheralded history. Jake, you are our judge today.
Heck yeah.
Mine's from 1942, I think, Eric.
So
How
is
about
mine.
yours? Oh, yeah?
You want to do a month?
No.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So I don't know. Remember when we were doing the all-pro animals? You know?
Yeah.
And what's the one that won? It was a horse, right? It was Jake. It was your horse, wasn't it? That
No, I thought
sergeant.
was it the dog or the horse?
I don't know.
Sergeant Reckless was the horse.
That was a horse.
Right?
I think Reckless won.
Yeah,
won.
because he was like he would do his own thing. Like he was just going back and forth to the front line on his own.
And it's only because Douglas the camel got eaten.
Yeah.
Douglas
Dude.
the camel was
Douglas the
legendary.
camel got kebabbed like quick, dude.
But there was a
That
dog.
was
There was a
coveted.
dog, and I don't remember what the dog was. What the name of the dog was. But I've got another dog for you for this one. Right?
Okay.
You ever hear of Chips? Chips the war dog, they call it.
Oh, Chips the war
Chips
dog.
the war dog. So this is from Task and Purpose where I found this. Chips the war dog was born in 1940, a mix of German Shepherd Collie and Husky Malamute. He was bred by C.C. Moore, eventually gave the dog to the family of Edward Wren in Pheasantville, New York. After Pearl Harbor, the American Kennel Club and a newly formed civilian organization called Dogs for Defense began recruiting privately owned dogs for military service. So they're asking American people like, hey, ration your aluminum, no pantyhose for you, none of that stuff. Also, they reached out to civilians to give up their dogs. That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, you didn't have to. They weren't mandating it, but they were
that
like,
war dog program was cool.
Yeah, that's wild. The group initially intended to provide sentry dogs to the Coast Guard for beach patrols along the American coastline. But of course, mission creep, and they're like, hey, this would be really good for everywhere. On March 13th, 1942, under Secretary of War Robert Patterson formally authorized Quartermaster Corps to begin training dogs, officially creating the War Dog program that quickly became known as the K-9 Corps. The Wren family recognized Chip's potential and how much of a pain in the ass he probably was, and donated him in August 1942. Chip shipped out to the War Dog Training Center in Fort Royal, Virginia for training. He trained as a sentry dog for weeks, learning to detect intruders, hold positions, and work alongside a handler under simulated combat conditions. His herding and guarding instincts served him well. He was paired with Private John Rowell, a military policeman from Arkansas. The two were assigned to 3rd Military Police Platoon, 30th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division. They deployed to North Africa in 1942 as part of Operation Torch, the invasion of French North Africa. After 5 months of fighting across North Africa, 3rd Infantry Division prepared for Operation Husky, the Allied invasion of Sicily. As dawn broke and Roll's platoon pushed inland, an Italian machine gun nest hidden inside a building opened fire. Several Americans were hit in the opening burst. The rest of the platoon dove for cover with no place to maneuver. Chips suddenly broke free from Roll. Despite intense gunfire and Roll screaming for him to come back, the dog sprinted toward the position. He leapt into the fortification, clamping his jaws around the gunner's throat.
Wow.
In the chaos, a machine gun was knocked over, and one of the Italians fired a pistol at Chips, wounding him with the powder burns and a scalp laceration. The platoon advanced and captured the 4 Italian soldiers as medics tended to Chips. His work was not finished. That same night, Chips alerted Rowell to movement beyond their perimeter. The handler and his unit acted quickly, capturing 10 more Italian soldiers attempting to slip through their lines under cover of darkness.
Oh boy, Chips.
I know, man. I don't know how we never found this guy when we were trying to nominate animals.
Find the dogs, right?
What was the breed, Marty? Did it say the breed?
Yeah, it's a big mixed breed, but it was, let's see,
German Shepherd and Malamute.
German Shepherd, Collie, and Husky Malamute.
Ooh,
So-
wow, yeah, okay.
Here is
Not a French bulldog for sure.
here's a picture of Chips.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
boy,
Chips.
man, yeah.
Hardcore, man.
3rd Infantry Chips. So after that action and several things that he did, they nominated him for a medal. They gave him a medal, but then there was some big hubbub, of course, of like, oh, you can't give medals to dogs. And so they rescinded it. And then there was a movement to try to get it back for him. And finally, they gave it back. They announced that he could have the medal. They unofficially awarded him a theater ribbon with an arrowhead distinction reserved for airborne and amphibious assault landings, along with 8 battle stars representing each campaign in which he served. I mean, he went from Africa to Sicily. God dang, man. Let's see. North Africa, Sicily, Salerno, Anzio, the push to Rome, southern France, the Rhineland, and Central Europe. Chips went through all of that.
He had some serious post-traumatic stress, dude. Holy mackerel.
Nah, Chips was good. As long as he gets to chew on some Italians, he's fine.
Oh, yeah, man.
Let's go,
for
boy.
the throat, baby. I mean, God, that's badass. Chips was officially discharged from the Army in December 45 and returned to the Wren family. 3 years later, war-torn dog. Here's your dog back.
That's a little scary. We're going to give this ass-eating rap. We're here. Take him back. We don't want him anymore. Holy cow.
The family's like the little girl's like, Chips, what happened? It's just chewing on a hamster.
Oh, my God.
John Wren was 4 years old when the dog arrived home in a wooden crate, accompanied by photographers and reporters. Chips died the next year in 46, roughly 7 months after his discharge. Some sources allege his death was caused by complications related to his combat injuries. He was 6 years old. But no American war dog has received more honors for combat service. So,
yeah, good stuff, man.
that's the story of Chips the war dog. Just the name alone. That's badass.
War dog.
Chips the war dog.
I like it. All right.
What do you got, Eric?
My 2 came from World War II, 1942.
All right.
So I have one question before I start. Have you guys heard the term MARSOC?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marine Special Ops. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. So I had never heard the term. I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought he was going to go, no, you're way
No,
off.
you're good. So enter the World War II. We go into World War II. Franklin Roosevelt, he becomes interested in creating an American counterpart to the British Commandos, SAS. He says, who can we pick from? Obviously, we go straight to the Marines, right? They start picking them out.
They're special.
Oh, yeah. 42, they task a guy named Carlson and what was the other guy's name? Edison. The Raiders were created by an order from President Roosevelt, acting on proposals from Donovan, Colonel William Donovan, and Major Evan Carlson.
Wow,
Carlson
Bill
had been a
Donovan.
soldier.
Wild Bill Donovan, the CIA dude? The
Yeah.
eventual CIA dude?
Major Evans F. Carlson, 2 first names, right?
No, yeah. Right.
Okay. So they became the 2 guys that created it. The Raiders were given the best of the Marines equipment and were handpicked by available volunteers. The 2 units approached their common mission from different directions. Carlton used team building methods. He treated officers and enlisted men with minimum regard to rank as leaders and fighters, gave his men ethical indoctrination, describing for each man what he was fighting for and why. And he used the Chinese phrase, another one I didn't know, gung ho. Chinese.
That's
phrase.
from China.
China.
Chinese.
As a
Really?
motivational slogan, which he learned from the communist forces during his years in China.
Oh,
Pretty wild.
wow.
The other guy, he pretty much stayed. Edison's battalion pretty much followed the standard Marine doctrine for the 2 battalions. So, switching over here.
Lame.
So, in 42, they go through all the island jumping, Guadalcanal. I had no idea. They had the big battle of Edison, the big bloody battle of Edison. I didn't know it was these guys. It was the Marines, Raiders, the MARSOC.
Oh, no kidding.
So and here's the interesting part. In 1949, the Marine Corps says, you know what? We're tired of thinking that these Marines are more special than our common Marines. They did away with the unit.
Okay.
MARSOC
Oh,
goes away.
really?
MARSOC goes away.
Okay.
Hence, modern history comes around.
Yeah.
2006, the creation of the U.S. Marine Forces Special Operations Command, otherwise known as MARSOC, comes to light. 2006.
Really?
At the time, the global war on terror was in full swing, and the U.S. military was engaged in a complicated two-front war for Iraq and Afghanistan. But to make sure that MARSOC would be viable, the Marine Corps prepared for its creation years earlier from the establishment of Detachment 1, which was Edison's detachment in 1942. Essentially, a special operations task force. Det 1 was composed of a direct action platoon, special reconnaissance platoon, the security platoon, and headquarters element. So that gives you the makeup of these guys.
Yeah.
The unit quickly made a name for itself in the counterterrorism campaign that kept the entire U.S. Special Force operations community busy for years. The die had been cast, and the success of Det 1 prompted the Marine Corps to establish MARSOC as a permanent organization again. The Raiders were back.
Wow.
The 1st and 2nd Marine Special Operations Battalion were manned with the Marines from 1st and 2nd Force Recon Battalions, which were disbanded.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So they got rid of Force Recon and bring in the Raiders again.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I was like, wait, don't they have force recon and snipers, and those, like, so they have special Marines already. They just
These
didn't
guys-
want.
MARSOC
The
is
name
what
MARSOC.
replaced those guys. They replaced them.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
back in the day they had MARSOC, and then so they got rid of it because there was no special.
Well, and if you'll
Marines.
recall, Marine Force Recon were never considered like tier 1 guys. They weren't special operators. They were just a step
No.
above.
they were just tougher Marines,
Right. Just a step above. They got a few different missions, and that's what it was.
That's what I got from Mario Van Peebles. He was a
Yeah, I
he was a
remember that.
Marine. Yeah.
MARSOC was set up as the Marine Corps component of the U.S. Special Operations Command. It is composed of the headquarters, battalion, and Marine Raider Training Center. Marine Raiders specialize in a variety of mission sets, including direct action, special reconnaissance, and foreign internal defense.
Wow.
At
I thought
any given
MARSOC
time,
Just been around for forever. I didn't
No.
realize.
Yeah, dude.
they were disbanded after the war, man.
Oh,
It was
that's
crazy,
crazy.
too. But doesn't that seem like the greatest reason? The guy said, you know what? Those Marines aren't any more special than my normal
Yeah.
Marines.
That's
Yeah,
Disband them.
yeah.
get them out.
So at any given time, a Marine Special Operations team could be in Africa, Europe, South America, Middle East, and the Indo-Pac. In 2020, retired Lieutenant General Dennis Helgic, MARSOC's first commander, told the new generation of Marine Raiders about the importance of their legendary lineage. No one understands the history of the exceptional group of warriors, where you came from and why and how, he told them.
Wow.
As the United States military pivots towards greater power competition with geopolitical rivals like China and the Indo-Pacific, Marine Raiders find themselves in familiar territory. One more in their history, the core elite are called to deter and, if necessary, protect the force U.S. national security interests in a key region of the world. And if history is a guide, they will do it well and be deployed at all times.
Well,
So-
yeah, those guys are never coming home.
Yeah,
The reason I thought this was pretty unheralded is the fact that they were alive and well in 42, did some amazing things on island hopping, and then disbanded, and then brought back.
The disbandment and reinstatement. What was it? What was the year they got reinstated?
49. Oh, 2006.
That's crazy. I thought they were always
yeah.
out there.
No.
Man, I thought
Well,
they
you'd
were
heard
old.
them. I always thought I heard MARSOC in Vietnam, and I did.
Yeah,
it was
that's what I
something else
thought.
that you heard.
Huh. That's a
Yeah.
that's a good one because it dispels a lot of other stuff, right?
Something SOC was in Vietnam, but it wasn't these guys. It wasn't Marine Corps Raiders. I'm sure it was some other thing they came up with.
Oh, that's Green Berets. Come on.
Absolutely.
That's one of your
So
favorite
pretty
movies. What are you
cool.
talking about?
I know that's my favorite. movies.
Mar-
But it was really cool.
Mac V SOG and MARSOG were in
That
Vietnam.
Mac V.
SOG, Mac V SOG and MARSOG
MARSOG.
were,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
were
the
in
difference.
Vietnam.
It's
Okay.
funny. The Commandant is the Marine Corps Commandant is the one. Two of these guys were going to be the first Battalion Commandos, 3rd Battalion Commandos, and the
Yeah.
Marine Commandant said, "No, we're not. We've been down this road. We have history. They're going to be the Raiders again. That's their
Yeah.
mission."
That's
So
pretty
the
cool.
combat,
Yeah,
I
I
like
can give you
bringing
his
that
name.
back.
yeah,
but they brought the Marine Raiders back. So
of course.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
nice. I like it when they always connect the history of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
thinking the 380th was really cool because you had a direct link back up to like historic aviation units.
Eric, the 380th did counter space, right? But the designation went all the way back to Doolittle raid.
oh, cool.
Yeah,
They got a long history.
So I mean, it got downgraded slightly, but still,
Yeah, that's cool.
it was Doolittle Raiders. Space.
Or was Jake in the desert.
Yeah, me
Warrior
in the desert.
keyboard pusher.
Yeah.
And if you'd have seen Jake in the desert with Jimmy Smith, and they would hit each other, surprise. Oh my God.
A lot of unheralded history there.
Unheralded history.
Yes.
We had one of those foam rollers, but it wasn't a little one. It was a big one.
You know, it's supposed to stretch your back, those kind of things.
And if we rotated turns, so there was a code. Like, so if I got Jimmy, I couldn't get Jimmy again until he got me back. So
fair enough. What a great code.
Yeah, but if we could sneak up behind each other or surprise each other, and we would baseball bat swing that thing at each other, just for, and it was hard to hold on to because it's a big
so
foam
wide
roller. But man, you'd get a hold of somebody, and Jimmy and I were doing this the whole deployment, and then the new kids came in, and they were both like little spindly intel guys, right? Like. They were not big fellows. Like Jimmy and I are both big guys.
Yeah.
And the other crew member was like, do not start this with them. You won't get brought into it until you start this.
Yeah, that's true.
And he like hid behind the door. And as soon as I walked in, he was like, that was it. I was like, oh,
it's on.
It is on. I got one crack at that kid, and he goes, yeah, I'm not playing anymore. He had a welt across his back.
Oh, like, no kidding.
The bacon.
He started sleeping in body armor and his helmet, man. It's like, I
was like, you're good until you bring it back up, man. I got my 10.
But they had fair warning. They just didn't think anybody would carry through on that. So.
Yeah.
So we go from Jimmy Doolittle and the glory that he brought to the United States
to foam whacking.
White Jake.
Yeah.
Asian Jake in the desert whacking people with foam.
Yep. That's exactly it, man.
And the heritage continues. Well, no, it's actually not now. So now it's decommissioned again. But
yeah, I got decommissioned again.
That was good, Eric.
That was a good one.
Yours too, man.
How did we miss that dog?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like both of them are shocking to me because I'm like, I thought MARSOC had been going on for decades.
Me too. I thought.
And then how did we miss that damn dog? You know?
Yeah. I don't
Chip
know.
the war machine.
I had to go back and go, what were those dogs that we had nominated? Because this is the most decorated dog of World War II.
How did we miss him? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he would have brought, if he'd have beat Reckless. You know, Reckless was still pretty badass.
We had a whole dog episode, though.
We did. Yeah, we did. I'll have to go back and
dogs.
look at that. And find out
Eric chose some like Yorkie
Chihuahua.
or something that the guy was carrying around in his helmet. And I was like, he's got a teacup Chihuahua. The guy's like, he got PTSD just going out.
Those are fun episodes, man.
Oh
we
God.
should revisit that again.
Oh my goodness.
Let's think about that. See if we can find something else. Oh, that's a good in-depth, fellas. We've been going strong here on this one.
Yeah.
On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Jake or changeover.
Woo!
On it.
Gentlemen, thanks for the week. It's good to see you guys. And everyone listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hell yeah. Bye.